With Ivan here on the Cutting Edge Hair Show. Hello, Ivan.
Hello, Amy. How are you?
I'm well. So
Wonderful.
Good to have you back.
Thanks for having me back. We had a whole lot of fun last time. We're going to have even more fun this time.
Okay, so who's our model?
Lloyd is our model. Let's turn Lloyd around so everybody can see him. Lloyd is our model. What we're going to do with Lloyd today is what we call a classic tapered men's haircut. If you cut hair in the professional beauty industry for 100 years, and I hope you don't, I'm not going to, but if you do, 99% of the men's haircuts that you cut will be some variation on a classic tapered men's haircut.
That's almost all of them.
That's almost all of them. We know that haircut. The back and sides are tapered, the top it's layered and blended together. If we go down the block and around the corner over to Home Depot right now, there's going to be one dude with a ponytail, there's a couple of bald guys, but generally speaking, whether they spike it up, slick it back, comb it over, spin it around, whatever,
it's tapered.
Back and sides are tapered, top is layered, blended together. If you're good at this, you can build business anywhere in America with solid hair cutting skills. This is classic barbering 101. Are you ready to see this happen?
It's so important that you know how to do this.
We're going to use a technique called reverse blending. Reverse blending, the idea is this. Instead of taper, layer, and blend, 3 traditional steps, and the toughest part of that is always the blending. The blending takes the greatest amount of time and it's the hardest thing to do. Clipper Guy says if blending is hard to do and blending takes a lot of time, let's skip it. Let's not blend. We're going to give you a technique for cutting this haircut that eliminates what we agree is the hardest part of the haircut. How's that?
Gosh, you're making it easy for everyone.
I'm going to make everybody's life easy.
Are you going to tell us all your secrets?
I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to share all the tips, tricks, and secrets. You got it. What we're going to do today is called backhand. We're going to turn the clipper on. With the clipper on and the clipper running, we're going to turn it backwards in our hand. Cord comes out between my thumb and forefinger, and the blade sits back at the heel of my hand. I release my 2 bottom fingers and I insert my comb. What do I have over here now?
It looks like you have Wolverine hands.
I have 3 hands. I have one hand to hold the clipper, one hand to hold the comb, and a whole other hand over here to hold hair with. I've actually seen this technique referred to as 3-hand cutting. Watch what we do. I'm going to do what I do. Watch what I do when I do what I do, and watch what I don't do. I'm going to take sections of hair. I'm going to comb them, I'm going to hold them, and I'm going to cut them. I'm going to comb, I'm going to hold, and I'm going to cut. And I'm going to comb, I'm going to hold, and I'm going to cut like that. Notice I don't shut the clipper off. I don't set the clipper down. I don't transfer the comb from one hand to the other like I do when I cut with a pair of shears. Well, efficiency is important. Remember, Clipper Guy does have 3 Guinness World Records for hair cutting.
Speed, most amount of haircuts in 24 hours, and
most amount of haircuts in an hour, non-stop, straight through without a break. That's right. I do have 3 world records for hair cutting speed, but now we're focusing on accuracy. Notice, combing, holding, and cutting. Combing, holding, and cutting. Combing, holding, and cutting.
And I can see the hair because you're using a white comb.
And you can see the guide in my fingers. I don't shut the clipper off. I don't set the clipper down. I don't transfer the comb. Every time I pick up a section of hair, I've got a piece of the previously cut section in my fingers to serve as a guide. That's sort of Cosmetology School 101. We learned that day 1. That is a rule that will serve us well our entire career. Now, the challenge is it's time to cut this side, and this doesn't work. It's hard to cut over the top of the head, the cord's hanging in the way, so we need to make 2 changes to our little situation here to cut. How'd you know?
I knew it. I just had it urged.
You've been hanging around this hair cutting stuff quite a bit. That's right. Change number 1, we turn the chair. Instead of standing behind our client and working from the hairline back as a right-handed hair cutter on the client's opposite side or left side, I'm going to stand in front of my client. Since I can't stand directly in front of him because he's got legs in a lap and I'm too far back, I'm going to turn the chair slightly and I'm going to turn his head so now I'm functionally standing in front of my client. Change number 1, the chair and the client does a 180. Change number 2, same thing with the comb. Turn the chair, turn the comb.
Turn the chair, turn the comb.
By turning the chair and turning the comb, I can now stand here. I can pick up a piece of the previously cut section in my fingers to serve as a guide. Combing, holding, and cutting. Combing, holding, and cutting. Combing, holding, and cutting. Again, working from the hairline back, top dead center, down around the head form, far enough that we intrude in. Let's turn this so the camera can get a good look at this. Far enough that we can intrude into the top edge of what is later to become our tapered perimeter. And you know what? Even if you don't cut hair, if you're watching that from 25 feet away, you know what needs to be cut and what needs to stay on the head. We create a guide, we follow the guide, and we don't cut the guide.
And that is the shtick.
That's the shtick. You got it.